Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh everyone. My name is KHYRINNISSA binti Muhammad Said from LG2402C, and in this video my group mates NABILA SHUHADA binti YAZID, RASYIDAH binti GHAFAR, ALLISYIA KHYRINA binti Muhammad Sirajul Hisham, and I will be talking about the films that we have watched, which were Mulan and Freedom Riders. The topics that we have chosen for chapter 2 are differences in perception and who are you. While for chapter 6 we have chose the stages in interpersonal relationships and the possibilities for improvement. Different in perceptions. In the film, the term difference in perception is between the common perception by elderly and the fresh, fierce perception by the youngsters. The film and the character that I am talking about is Mulan. In the first part of the movie, the elderly in that dynasty had the common old-fashioned perception that the only way for a daughter to bring an honor to the family is by committing themselves to marriage with a person that matchmaker has found. Their mentality claims that the daughter are useless. They will bring no goods, and something is not right with them as they do not want or are not settled down for marriage. Whereas in the film, Mulan has a completely different perception, a fresh and a fierce perception, which is a daughter's achievement of life does not depend on marriage only, but women can do more than just settle down for marriage. She even stole her father's sword as a way to protect her family by involving herself in the war, besides her intention to explore the world. The real experience that my elder sister encountered was the same as Mulan. She was born in 1988, a beautiful baby girl in my family. From a young age, she was taught how to be a kind, elegant, quiet, and graceful woman. That is exactly who she doesn't want to be. She started being rebellious when she was 12 years old. My dad was a soldier, and he was a very ferocious person. She started to follow his attitude. My family, especially my parents, did not like the way she changed. But I like her. No matter who she was, she always got my back. Until one day, she decided to take a part in the Territorial Army Regiment. She was the most active and the most brilliant platoon in her units. She got the most awards, including Honorable Credentials Award. My parents are so proud of her, and after that, they have never held any of my siblings from doing what or who we want to be. After 3 years in the military, she settled down to continue her journey to further her studies and her life. Only that from KHYRUNNISSA. Thank you very much for listening.
Hi, my name is KHYRINA, and I'm going to explain about the topic Who Are You, and the character that we chose is Mulan. Okay. Throughout her life, people around her, including her own family members, especially her parents, told her how she was supposed to act as a girl and the expectation towards her as a daughter, and they also told her to have control of her own self at that time, because Mulan was very different from other girls during that time, because she was very brave, she was very courageous, she was an adventurous person, and she was the total opposite of the girls that time, because in their culture, girls were supposed to act very politely, very soft-spoken, and she was the total opposite of that. And because of that, her parents wanted her to change herself, because they don't want people to assume her as a girl who behaves inappropriately. So, because she loves her parents and she respects them, she obeyed her parents. She tried to suppress her inner self. She tried to change herself, and she, even when she was older, she went matchmaking to find a husband, even though at that time she didn't want to get married. So she tried very hard because she didn't want to be a disgrace towards her family. But that's this one time that changed her life. At that time, the emperor sent a request for each family to send a male representative to fight in a war. But in her family, the father was the only male. And Mulan was very worried for her father because the father was unhealthy. And Mulan was very worried. And at the same time, Mulan also wanted to become a soldier to do what she wanted to do, because she had a very powerful chi and she wanted to use it. So, but her father totally disagreed with her and told her to know her place as a woman. But Mulan tried to obey her father, but she deep down knows what she wanted to do. So she sneaked out and to the camp and pretended to become a man. And she even fought in the war. And when she fought in the war, she met a woman that had the same thing, experienced the same thing as her, and was mistreated very badly until she turned to the wrong path. She persuaded Mulan to join her, but Mulan stand with herself and with her belief that she took the right path by being true to herself. And at the end, she brought victory to the kingdom, and everyone was very happy and proud with her. I had witnessed a person that went through a similar event as Mulan. But as for her case, she always needs to obey. Throughout her life, she always needs to obey and follow her parents' choices for her life, such as which school that she needs to attend for her high school, and what course that she should take. And even after SPM, her father asked her to take a foundation in law, and she obeyed him, even though it's not what she wanted. But for her degree, she know that she couldn't take this any longer. She know what she wanted to do, and she know that she had the rights to choose what she want. So she stepped up for herself. She confronted her father and tell him her true feelings. Fortunately, her father understood what she wanted to and let her choose her own path. And at the end of the day, she chose English, what she wanted to do at first, and she was very happy. She managed to achieve a lot of things, and even to this day, her parents and even her father especially was very proud of her. So in the end, she knew that following her heart once was the best thing that she ever did.
Alright people, now I will explain to you about the stages in interpersonal relationship as our first topic for chapter 6. There's 10 interaction stages for this topic, but we want to talk about relational developments that consist of 5 stages: initiating, experimenting, intensifying, integrating, and lastly, bonding. The scene that can be captured from the movie is a relationship between Ava and her new English teacher, Mrs. Cruel. Ava's first impression of her new English teacher is, "I hate her. She's white. She'll bring no goods to me," because she hates white people. Her teacher is aware of that matter and had initiated a way to overcome that issue by playing a game with all of the students, including Ava. She even brought a novel for all of the students. Ava had made an interaction with her teacher by sharing her thoughts, her wonders about the novel. She even questioned her teachers like, what's the ending? Is the hero in this book gonna die? Things like that. Without realizing it, they already created a bond between them both. That one time when Ava stayed in school because she do not want to go home because of personal issues, and her teacher accompanied her and even held her hand as a sign of support. I want to share my real life experience relating to this topic. I was once a socially awkward, introverted person when I was in high school. When I first entered high school, my thoughts was, I don't think I'm able to fit in this school, to fit in with these people, and that implied to all of the students at that high school at the moment. But one day, one of my classmates, a loud, open book, extroverted person, just approached me out of nowhere by asking me, "Yo, isn't that Justin Bieber?" because she saw Justin Bieber's face as the keychain on my school bag. At that time, I just kept my cool and gave a short answer, which was, yeah, and just continued doing what I was doing at the moment. Even though I am actually pretty excited because I can sense the enthusiasm in her tone. As time passed by, she made an effort to communicate with me, to have an interaction with me, which she invited me to sit with her when we were in a science lab, to do homework together. It is so hard to keep up with her energy, to make a conversation with her, to keep the conversation going, because I am socially awkward. But as time passed by, we share our thoughts, we share our interests, and figured we have a lot of similarity. And without realizing it, we already created a bond, which is our friendship.
Last but not least, I, NABILA SHUHADA, will be talking about the possibilities for improvement. From the movie Freedom Writers that we have watched, we found out that all of the students, especially Mrs. Grove's students, are hopeless and unprivileged because they are not white American, because they are people of color. They feel like there is no hope for them to make their life better. They feel like there is no use in going to school because they believe that there is nothing that a teacher can teach to help them survive the real world, to help them survive the oppression and the discrimination that they face daily. But then all these bad and negative mentalities change and disappear when your new English teacher, Mrs. Grove, came and approached them in a way that they have never been approached before. She helped them see that there is hope in life, that there is a possibility for them to improve their life. So, and after that, they try and make a change. This scene can be related to an experience went through by a friend. So there's this one student who is not exactly an intelligent student. He did not excel in his academics since he was in primary school, where he didn't get a good result for his UPSR examination. Even in high school, he didn't get a good result for his PD3 examination, and he didn't pass the qualifications needed to pursue science stream. And after that, people around him, especially the older and judgmental people, have been telling him that he won't be successful. Like it's impossible for him to be successful because he did not pursue science stream. Because it was a common mentality in our community that if you don't pursue science stream, it's hard and it's almost impossible for you to be successful. So he then settled down in an accounting class which the school has assigned him into, and just kind of like accept his fate. He starts to believe that there is no way for him to be successful because he is in an accounting class. But then during the final year in high school, he scored well and excelled in his subjects, especially the accounting subjects. It then hit him that there is a possibility for improvement in his life. Because he realizes that no matter what people say, no matter if you're taking any kind of streams, science, accounting, or even literature, if you love what you're studying and you can excel in it, you can be successful. So he ignored what other people say and all the judgments people put on him, and he took accounting course during his degree, and now he has a great career in the accounting field which he loves, and he lives a happy life. That's all from our group. Thank you.